All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Ajax cast. All we've got to say is House of the Dragon has been great so far. I think it's lived up past the hype. We're already 3 episodes in. We already called it 3 episodes, three dragons. So I guess we could say episode 4. We're gonna get a fourth dragon. Episode 3, Daemon went off. He went full Jon Snow mode, cutting up all the crab feeder people, and even cutting the crab feeder in half. Which, in fact, we did call. We said that he had a Sons of Harpy mask and he had grayscale. I saw people talking about that he had grayscale, but hey, I'm just saying, not many people were saying that he had a Sons of Harpy mask, but your boys right here at the Ajax cast got it. Um, but the first thing I want to start off with is when Daemon was going sicko mode, cutting everybody up, when he just stormed out there through the fog on the beach. Did y'all get Jon Snow vibes from
Oh
that?
yeah, carving him up, man.
Yep.
Kind
So
of reminded me of him
Him
fighting the
fighting
wildling.
everybody by
Yeah.
himself.
yeah. So it reminded me the most of when the first dragon went down and they were on the frozen lake and Jon Snow just watches it fall, then he just goes and starts cutting all the White Walkers in half right there by himself while everyone else is getting on the Drogon and flying out.
hmm
But I've also seen comparisons where it's been like Battle of the Bastards, like just all hell breaks loose while Daemon's right there in the middle, just like how Jon Snow was sitting right there in the middle, getting ready to like die pretty much. And then he
hmm
gets rescued by everybody pulling up. But
Yeah, honestly, I got one question too. How many toes do you think Damon got at that battle right there?
oh, dude,
Every single fucking one of them, Tyler. You have no
Every
idea, bro.
single one.
He
He
got
got the most important
every
ones
single
too.
fucking toe there, bro.
yeah. So yeah, y'all notice how he cut the crab feeder in half? We did not see his lower half where his toes were. Just saying.
Oh my
He
god,
brought that
they
one
were
home as a
consumed.
souvenir.
That's why.
Oh man,
He's
that
gonna
was
pop up in the next episode with the necklace of his toes.
yeah. Just everybody's toes. Oh man. What y'all think about our boy? Is it Jalen? Is that how you say his name? The half Targaryen, half Valerian, coming in on a dragon and torching everybody. I put a picture of it.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna have a bigger role, honestly. Like
Yeah,
it seems like they're trying to set him up as like the future of House Valerian.
yeah. When he
Who they
came,
want Rhaenyra to marry? Or somebody
yes,
said,
yes,
Yes.
what was it? The one dude wanted Rhaenyra to marry him.
yeah. It's probably smart for her to do that,
Lord
but we'll see what
Strong, I
happens.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I also like Lord Strong a bit too. He has some
Hmm.
good advice. He hasn't done anything shitty yet, but obviously I expect that to change at some point, given the show. But also, by the way, what are his holdings? Like, what part of Westeros is he from? I'm not entirely sure.
Idea.
Yeah. Not sure. But
I'll have
moving
to
back
look
to the
that up.
battle, yeah, go and look that up. But moving back to the battle, was there anything else you wanted to include about the battle? How I mean, it was sick. The cinematography was great. Um, we got
I
to see
mean,
that Damon's crazy and that he's fearless and he's a badass. Like that is well established.
Say, you got to see a lot of his dragon in combat, and his dragon to me looks a lot different compared to the other ones. It's
Yep,
like way skinnier. Its legs look a little funky.
it looks like an eel
mhm,
to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
yeah.
looks sick. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, again, that's kind of like Damon, though. Sleek, slim, fast, and brutal.
Different, you
Like
know.
again, yeah, like I'm saying, like I think a lot of these dragons are going to represent the characteristics of their riders a lot too. But another thing I wanted to bring up too is that notice what happened right after Damon got that note from
Oh yeah, he just stormed off.
the
He just
king's
went
messenger.
out there.
Yeah, well, he beat the shit out of the messenger first,
Yeah, which was
and
awesome.
then he went into battle, which immediately tells us that he doesn't want his brother's help because I think he almost
Quite
takes that as a
frankly, I don't
slight
think he
against
needs
him.
it. And it is, to be honest. That's what,
Yeah,
who said that? I don't remember who said that during their meeting. He's like, we didn't help him in the beginning. It makes us seem weak if we help them now, which I think it
I
does.
think that was the
Yeah.
king himself who said that. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting though, in that for the entire episode, they're talking about how much Daemon and the Valerians were struggling to in the triarchy down there. And it took like actually getting assistance from Westeros to get their ass in gear and finally end it, which I
Yeah.
thought was a little crazy to me.
Yeah, and they didn't even get the assistance.
Yeah, they didn't. Like that was the whole point. And
It
I
was just
think
to light a fire under their ass is all they really needed, you know?
yeah, I think that really shows how much they fucking hate the I mean King Viserys and I don't know how much they hate Rhaenyra so much, but you know, the king
I
and the
th-
current Targs in power, and that's
Yeah.
going to
I
play a
don't think there's as
lot
much.
into
I don't.
this ensuing civil war.
I don't think there's as much hate for Rhaenyra. Like, yeah, she is the
Mhm.
heir to the Iron Throne, but I don't think there's as much disrespect towards her. Um, but Viserys and then especially Otto Hightower, they fucking hate. They cannot stand Hightower. It's what
Oh,
Daemon.
I'm sure.
Daemon fucking hates him with a passion. But one other thing I wanted to say about the battle, like, you know, he storms off after beating the shit out of the messenger, goes in there. Daemon could zigzag. Rickon
Yes.
Stark could not zigzag. Which
Well,
to
even then though, he still got hit.
yeah,
Like,
he
he
got
still took what, 3
three
arrows?
arrows.
One to the
Yeah,
knee,
yeah. I used to be the
and
picture like you took an arrow in the knee.
meanwhile Rickon takes one, he's dead. Bitch made.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, if you think about it with Rickon, like he did not have a father figure there, like since he was
Yeah,
like 4. So
Most of
you
his
know,
life
that's
like
why he
locked
died.
up,
yeah,
slick.
as a bitch and running, being trained by the
Shot in the
Wilding.
back.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, that battle was probably the best part of the episode. But I mean, there was a lot of other interesting parts too, like the white
Talk
stag
about the
Yeah. The
deer.
the white
symbolism. Yeah.
stag was fucking awesome. That thing
What do you
was
Hmm.
think it
so cool.
symbolizes mainly? Because that's the whole like that's major symbolism there. Like it's definitely representing something. The reason the king never ended up with the white stag in the end.
That
I,
he is not the true, like, that he's not the true king, or that what's his name, Aegon the Second is not the true heir. And the fact that it showed up to Rhaenyra, I think, really shows that Rhaenyra is the true heir to the Iron Throne.
yeah, I mean, I guess the question is too, like, do you believe the gods will actually like show favor to a certain person? Because I think in the show, like if you watch the original Game of Thrones, it's been pretty much established that there is some higher power out there,
Mm-hmm.
if not multiple.
The old
So
gods
if
and the
that's
new.
true,
I mean, most
yeah.
definitely,
So
there's definitely
if
some freak shit going on in that world.
yeah, so if that's true, then I guess the question is, could we see the new gods bestowing favor on a certain Targaryen? And I think the white stag is supposed to represent that in a sense, because I mean, I've noticed in George R. R. Martin's writings and shows or whatever, he doesn't put a lot of focus on magic. So when you see something like this, it's pretty much going to be the most heavy-handed way of establishing, I guess, divine favor.
Yeah.
So I think
Well,
that's what this is.
well, look at how much divine favor was showed towards Jon Snow, and
Hmm.
how far that went throughout the show, and how it
Came back
developed
to
and
life.
became more and more like the dude came back to life. Like the fact that that's our
Hmm.
first like real piece of symbolism of who the rightful heir is, I think really shows that there's gonna be a lot of favoritism towards Rhaenyra, especially if she stays the path that she's going. Yeah, let's hope she doesn't pull a 180 and go full Daenerys and just completely nuke a town. But I think
Well, I mean, even if
Intellectual.
that does happen, as long as they establish like a logical way to get there, I'm all
yeah,
right with that. I just don't like how abrupt it was in the original Game of Thrones.
just turn all of a sudden. Yeah,
Yeah.
but speaking of Rhaenyra, and then when they saw the stag, what did y'all think of the interactions between her and Sir Kristan?
I mean, I could tell during it that people were probably going to try to make this into something like romantic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's
She
going
ends
to
up with
happen,
Daemon.
honestly. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I think they're going to have a nice friendship and he may get interested, but I don't feel like she's interested in him at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's going to lead to anything.
I like my
I think
boy
it's just a nice
Kristan.
kinship to have just because he is your guard and it's good to be on good terms with your guards.
Yeah, and then dude, when that boar came running out, he got yeeted
I
by
know,
the
man.
boar. Oh my god, he went flying.
So much for that combat experience, man.
Yeah, full on corpse launch. He's like, oh, we
They
didn't have
fight a lot
boars
of
in
boars, I
in
guess.
Dorne.
I don't think they do actually.
Yeah. Then he found out real quick. But dude, how
Oh
about her
yeah,
just popping up and just stabbing the fuck out of the thing?
I
Like,
know, man.
no hesitation.
I mean, she's a fighter. Like that's what that scene was meant to show, is that she will fight to the last breath.
Hmm.
And so again, more symbolism.
Yeah. So you already started to see tension between her and Alicent, and you know it's just gonna build more and more. And I think we're gonna see Alicent's character really start to turn for the worst, just from previews we've seen. But
Mhm.
I mean, just that whole episode, whenever she was in it, like, because Alicent to me has always been like awkward,
Yeah.
throughout these 3 episodes, but it's like awkward, and now her awkwardness is like building tension between her and Rhaenyra, especially. And
But I
go
mean,
ahead.
yeah, I mean, I think the awkwardness is in part because she's still trying to play both
Oh
sides
yeah.
to an extent. And it's kind of difficult to juggle when you're dealing with the current heir of the throne and the new presumptive heir of the throne.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do want to go ahead and get this out there too. Is like Rhaenyra technically is still the heir.
Yep.
Like even though Aegon
He
is
said
supposed
that
to,
himself.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. But like everyone's immediately assuming. By the way, is it Aegon or Aegon? Because I've heard both
Let's
pronunciations.
go
It's
Aegon.
spelled with an A.
A-E.
It is, but I've also heard Aegon because of one king was called the Egg too, and that's
Nah,
how they
I think it's
pronounced it.
Aegon.
All right, we'll say Aegon. Either way, that's beside the point. But I think we could see. I just completely lost my train of thought.
Yeah, no, you're fine. But yeah, Rhaenyra is still the heir, and the king believes
Yeah.
that she's still the heir. Even when he was all fucked up on Lannister wine, dude. I thought he,
Oh
I
man,
thought he was
you
gonna
know they got
fall
the
in the
best
fire.
wine.
I thought he was gonna fall in the damn fire. Oh man.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of wine, I was interested to see that they had the red wine family in this episode.
Oh, they did.
Briefly, yeah, they had. There was that one woman Rhaenyra snapped at
Yeah, yeah,
for
yep, yep,
talking shit, and
yeah.
that was a red wine. And I'm curious to see if they explore them at all further because I know they are a very powerful family
Hmm.
in the Reach, and so I'd like to see more about the politics of the Reach at this time. Because again, the Tyrells I don't think are in power. I'm
Yeah.
still trying to figure out who it is. But by the way, too, Lord Strong is the Lord of Harrenhal.
Oh, he's Harrenhal. Oh, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
yeah, interesting guy. I'm interested to see what role he plays in the future because again, I don't know which side he's on, and I'm trying to figure out like where the small council's allegiances lie right now. As we really just know Hightower, and then obviously Lannisters looking out for themselves, and then
Yep, and
Valerian,
they're very wealthy right now.
as they always are.
Yep, they're always gonna be
And
wealthy.
I mean, I was also surprised to hear that little fun fact that the Rock is taller than the Wall, apparently, which is odd to me. I always thought the Wall would be the highest point in Westeros,
Yeah,
so I
Castle
guess
Rock.
not.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but for the Lannisters, I had to do like a double take at first because when they showed the first twin, I legit thought it was Dave Portnoy. Barstool president. I was like, oh my god, Dave Portnoy. That just kind of made me laugh. Like me and my girlfriend were joking about that
He
watching.
could be one of the Lannisters, have him be like one of the minor
Dude,
Lannisters,
he
make a
could
cameo in one
he,
episode.
he could do a cameo like that. Um,
I mean, Ed
overall,
Sheeran got to do it. Why
yeah,
can't he?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, that's right.
Yeah,
Rob McElhenney.
yeah. But um, another episode and it's even more of Viserys going downhill. Like he looks like he's either like dying, losing his mind, or starting to get manipulated already by Otto Hightower, especially when he was drunk. So
Mhm.
I'm curious to see what happens in the next episode. And one thing I wanted to bring up when they're all gathered there for Aegon's second name day, whatever, I did not see the Starks. I saw pretty much every house that we had already seen. I'm not sure about the Baratheons, but I did not see Starks. And they've mentioned the wall 3 times already. So,
Mhm.
or maybe it was 4 since but they've mentioned the wall 3 or 4 times now. And I'm wondering if shit is either going down at the wall or about to go down, like we talked about in the last episode with Wildling revolts,
Mhm.
or what is currently happening there, because they shouldn't be saying the wall, the wall, the wall like multiple times this early on in the season, you know?
Yeah, I don't know,
Throw
man.
me off.
Honestly,
I don't know why they keep talking about it. They're gonna have to show. Well, here's the thing. This season, they're doing a bunch of time skips. So, like, where are they gonna go after the season? You know, maybe they're just setting a bunch of stuff up for the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like we talked about with the Welding Revolts, and then I would love if they had a ton of giants come in, because in Game of Thrones, we only saw 2 giants that were alive. I would love to
and
see
then
if
an
like
undead one.
I would love to see if they incorporated here in the House of the Dragon. This is when like the giants pretty much went almost extinct, because you have someone like Daemon go batshit insane and just go burn all the fucking giants or some shit with his dragon, you know?
Yeah, I do wonder, like, when the Civil War eventually happens, because I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
know it's going to happen.
Yep.
If one of the claimants flees to the north,
Yes.
like that might be something they do as they try to consolidate strength for the ensuing war. I just don't know who that would be, mind you.
Yeah. There was also in the trailer, freeze framed it in our first Ajax cast where we talked about this. There were 10 dragons in the sky. I believe it was over King's Landing. And I am just curious when that's going to come. Like, if it's going to be, like, I don't know, like, whether it's going to be Daemon, like, fighting for the crown, or if it's going to be them defending themselves, or what it's going to be. You know, I'm just curious to see what happens there.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I want to point out too is that is Alicent pregnant again?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
She
What
was
if she
very
has a
pregnant.
yeah, I was about to say, like she's already got a 2-year-old and she's pregnant
She's
again.
about
Who
to pop
knows?
out. Or no, that she's very
Yeah.
pregnant again. That baby's gonna pop out any second.
Yeah, so like what if she has another son? What if they have another claimant to the throne? Like this could get really murky really fast. And
Going
if they
to.
keep popping out kids like that, then yeah, I could definitely see a situation where there's like 10 or a dozen or so dragons fighting in this civil war. So I think it's going to happen after the time skip where they're like all adults. I don't think it's going to happen right now. But then again, I don't know when the time skip's going to be. I think it's what, like the end of the first season or something?
Mm-hmm. So,
Okay.
I mean, I don't think they've confirmed that, but that is a good point, Tyler, because right now we only have 4 confirmed dragon riders. We have Rhaenyra, Daemon, Viserys, and Jalen. So,
Hmm.
and I mean, there was 10 dragons in the sky during that one picture we saw. I'm wondering if there's going to be 6 more riders, or if it's going to be dragons on the loose, or what it's going to be. I mean, because we know our boy that we've talked about multiple times, motherfucker Yout, there was no rider on him when he stormed off of that stone piece. So I'm
Let's see.
very
Wait, who are you talking about? Are you talking about the exile dragon that just fled?
yeah, the so apparently there's 2.
Vagar, I think is what
Yeah.
his name was.
I can look, but if you scroll up, the big green dragon that we always talk about that we call Yout, it's just
Oh
fucking
yeah.
huge. He's just got a girthy ass neck.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do there because I mean, honestly, everyone just wants to watch the dragon fights. Like, let's be honest,
Dude,
everyone wants to see it. And if there's 10 dragons, then there's gonna be a lot of it.
and the dragons just look good. Like the show's beautiful so far. Like the
Oh, it's
CGI
very
is
beautiful.
incredible. I will
Hmm.
say the opening scene when Daemon flies in, just starts burning everything. He's telling the crab feeder to come out. That was really cool, seeing just how powerful his dragon is. I love
Yeah,
seeing that.
honestly, like it reminds me. It also reminds me a little bit of like the Vietnam War, where like there's one side that has just so much artillery and manpower that the other side has to go into hiding and do guerrilla tactics, similar to what the crab feeder was doing here.
He has crab
And
tactics.
so, yeah, honestly, like it works though,
He goes in.
and
He goes
it's
in and
interesting
out
to
of his
see,
hole.
yeah, just how frustrated the side that is probably better equipped, has more men, and honestly just has a better leg to stand on, still falter because of these guerrilla war tactics, because it works. I'll be interested to see if when the eventual civil war breaks out, if other lords who may not have dragons start employing similar tactics where, they'll hold themselves up in like tunnels or caves or something where a dragon can't come in.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do it in castles, mind you, but at least in like tunnels and caves or whatever, they might be able to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious. This battle, I think, showed though that dragons aren't unbeatable, or I guess more unsurvivable.
Yeah.
Right? You
So
can still hold out against them.
the thing that is going to be very interesting. So we have Daemon and Jalen's dragon. They're on the same side. You also have what's left of the Valyrian fleet. If they go and attack King's Landing or try to take over or challenge for the throne, which Daemon is about to go do, they have there's no telling how many dragons Viserys and them have, especially in the dragon pit. But it's gonna be hard to challenge that fleet, as well as two dragons flying around, and Daemon, who just goes in there, bobs and weaves and slices everybody up, it's gonna, Daemon took out 100 dudes in a span of 5 minutes, right there running in.
Yeah, I wonder. Again, I start thinking of tactics when I think of it, because while the Valyrian fleet is powerful, you need manpower to take King's Landing, and I don't know if they have the manpower to fight the crown, really. And so I'm interested to see what they do there, because they could do the popular siege tactic of just maybe staying on their ships and letting Daemon wreck shit on King's Landing for days at a time until eventually they're able to wear them down enough.
Yeah.
And again, you also run into supplies issues, so I don't know. It'd be
That's if
interesting.
he is to attack. I'm not saying he is, because he wants to sit on the Iron Throne, of course. So that may not be his best course of action. But
I guess the question though would he be okay with being king of the ashes as long as he gets to be king?
if there's still toes, I think he is fine with whatever.
Lord of the Toes.
Lord of the Toes. Lord of the Toes. Yeah. But overall, the episode is great. I've enjoyed the series so far. Trying to think if there's
We're only
anything else I
3
wanna say about it.
episodes in.
Yeah, it's been fucking good so far, dude. I was kind of skeptical at first, bro. I was like, man, these are the shows that they rushed the ending of Game of Thrones for. I'm not all that excited for it. But I started watching this now, and I'm a big fan so far. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, how would y'all compare it to the first 3 episodes of Game of Thrones?
Better.
I would say better.
The
just
best writing in
because
Game of Thrones came in season 4 to season 6.
I would disagree with that.
I mean,
I would a hard disagree with that. Seasons 1 through 4, I think, have the best writing.
yeah, I think so too. Battle of the Bastards, you have the best battle, the best cinematography, in my opinion. But the writing, especially at the end of season 1, where they just off Ned Stark out of nowhere. Who thinks of that? The only character.
That's because it was all planned by the book.
Yeah, the only character you could
that's why the writing is better.
Yeah, so
my argument would just be season 1 of Game of Thrones wasn't better just because I think a lot of it was just world building and exposition. Because you needed it. Whereas for this show,
now
a lot of the
all.
viewers know what this is. So you don't need it as much. You can just jump straight into the action.
Exactly. But the one thing I wanted to say is, other than the heir for a day and the queen, we have not had a main character die yet. Do y'all want to start throwing out predictions, or do y'all want to do a separate show for that, what we think is going to happen when it comes to that?
Well, I don't have any off the top of my head, but
I
think every single one of these Targaryens are going to die eventually.
Yeah, I can tell you the main character that's going to die soon. He's going to die in the next few episodes.
Viserys,
yeah.
That's fair.
And I'm curious to see if it's sickness or if someone kills him, whether it's a high tower or former high tower or someone of his own blood.
Maybe. He's not. I don't think Rhaenyra would kill him, honestly. I don't think she has it in her. And I don't really think Daemon could either. So for those two reasons, I don't really see it happening.
I was not implying.
Unless Aegon turns into an asshole.
I was not
at, like,
implying either
16.
one of them.
Well, yeah, I
I
just
was
mean like if one of the claimants was going to try to seize power, it'd be one of them.
I think if
But
someone that was related to him to kill him, it'd be Rhaenys, the queen that never
Interesting.
was. Because she's just salty. All the interactions we've had with her, she's been a little snarky.
we haven't had a ton of interactions with her, to be fair. But
Mhm.
yeah, I can see what you mean. I'd be pretty jaded too
Yeah,
if I was in her shoes.
yeah. That she's like that her whole life.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I don't support it, but I get it.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to add about episode 3?
I love the episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing more battles. The cinematography in this show has already been pretty incredible, and I'm looking
The
forward to
CGI is so
seeing these
good.
Civil War battles.
Yep.
It's going to be incredible.
The CGI.
Dragons!
Dragons. And on that note, we will end it, folks. Thank y'all for tuning in. We love doing these Ajax cast. Feel free to give us a like and let us know what you guys want to see. And if you haven't seen it already, we are now on Spotify. So if you need to take Ajax 1 on the go, tune in on Spotify. Got a long car ride, hop on in. But thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.